The reproduction of this content is not allowed without the express written consent of EBH Fitness, LLC. We're back.
Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Borderlands Sports Report. I'm joined here today by our guest, Tyronne McDuffie III, offensive tackle, UTEP, right?
Yes, sir.
So now, when you say offensive tackle, they're gonna have you playing guard or
they're gonna have me
tackle?
They're gonna look at me at tackle first, and then move me where they need me.
Okay.
To think, that's gonna help the team win, obviously. But I'm up for grabs anywhere in the offensive line. It's important to play all positions, be versatile.
So, if you're wondering, this is a big boy, 6'4", 305. He can handle his own. I always said the guy had feet like a ballerina, so he definitely can move. So, why UTEP?
UTEP, something about UTEP, it comes from the heart. Something about UTEP represents home. It represents El Paso, and I from El Paso. I lived here all my life, and when I was going through the recruiting process, UTEP, a lot of people don't know that, was the first they offered me. That was my first scholarship, full ride scholarship. So that played a tremendous role in making that decision. But just be able to play in front of my family, my friends, the people in the city, the hometown, the love is really there.
Yeah.
And I want to help UTEP get back to the early 2000s, man. Being contenders for a conference championship, going to bowl games, and I think it's a perfect spot and a perfect place for me.
Definitely. So, for those that don't know, you originally committed to Missouri, right? Well, not Missouri. Yeah, Missouri.
No,
Colorado.
Yes,
Colorado.
Sir. Yes, sir.
You want to touch on how that went down?
It was a very, very, new experience for me in terms of recruiting, and being a senior in high school. You think one thing is gonna happen, and another thing happens, and it was a really, really changing event. Losing a scholarship. For people that don't know, I lost my scholarship to the University of Colorado due to a coaching change. And me and some other recruits in that class, they weren't honoring our scholarships. And it was very, very heartbreaking. It was tough thing to deal with. Going to school and being in that situation is not for everybody.
Yeah.
And it was hard. It was hard. It was very eye-opening about college football and how things can change so drastically. But things got better as I dealt with it. Obviously I found UTEP, and UTEP still wanted me, and they cared for me and stuff like that. And it was a pretty big family decision, but it was tough. I want to say me and some other recruits in that class still talk about it to this day, and how tough it was. And the AD from CU promised that we would have an opportunity to honor our scholarships and play for the football team.
Now, had you guys already signed?
No.
And so, and I think that's what kind of I wanted to segue into. This kind of goes back to, if it ain't black ink on white paper, it's nothing.
Yeah, and that shows, and that goes to show, and that's everything. That's what life, especially college football. You want to get to the signing day, and once you sign, it's official. But obviously, you want to be able to understand and honor people's word too when they say things like that. And it's just one of those scenarios where you can't go back, but you can move forward. And I'm happy where I'm at now.
Definitely. And so, I don't want to beat a dead horse to death, but I think there's a lesson to be learned here, especially for these younger kids coming up who are playing this waiting game, right?
Yes, sir.
On signing, right? Like, if it's a school you want to go to, commit and sign as soon as you can. And I always tell people this too: if you're making a decision solely off of the coaching staff is there, that decision might be a totally different decision.
Right. You want to make a decision. Well, importantly, you want to make a for-your decision.
Yeah.
A for-your decision, a place where you can go play the sport you love, and get an education. That's number one. Secondly, coaching staff is a part of it, because if the coaching staff wants you, they're gonna play a role into having you go to that school.
Yeah.
And it's like you said though, you want to pick the right school for you, and if you can sign right away, you can. I don't know what the rules are, but I don't think you can sign until December of your senior year.
Yeah.
So things change all the time. But if you can find the right school with the coaching staff, and the right school for you, like I said, 4 year, you want it to be a 4-year decision, then you got to go for it.
Yeah. I see all these kids all the time. It's like they're leveraging offers, right? And the flip side of that is that everybody, like, if I made you an offer, I made that offer to 3 or 4 other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what came out of your whole experience was the business side of college athletics that people kind of link to the NFL, but there is a business side to college athletics.
Yes, sir. It's totally a business once you get into college football. Coaches come and go, players come and go, and coaches try to do anything they can to get the player that they want, or the player they feel is better. And so at the end of the day, recruits have to understand that it's a business, and it's not always going to go the way you want. Sometimes everybody's journey is different. Sometimes people have to go to different journeys to get to where they are today.
Definitely.
And I just happened to be one of those athletes.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you know this or not, but when I heard it happen, I got on Twitter and I sent a message to Coach Prime. I was like, you made a big mistake on this one.
Yeah, and I got a lot of text messages that day, a lot of phone calls throughout that week, and it showed how the city of El Paso actually cared.
Yeah.
And it showed, how the player they really think about me, and that kind of made me think, man, maybe I really should go to UTEP, and for my story, it's always different because they were my first scholarship offer, so they kind of started the whole recruiting process for me. They were the first to offer me, the first to believe in me, but I did get a lot of support on my back throughout that week, and a lot of people weren't too happy with what was happening over there at CU. So,
well, let's move on. Let's look at the future now.
Yeah.
So, when you guys report?
Well, actually, I just finished my 5th week up there for summer workouts. We're on break this week for 4th of July. Just finished my 5th week of summer workouts, and it's going good. Being a freshman, transitioning from high school to college is a little different, but you get used to it as you go along, and things get better. And I'm happy to say I'm in a great situation right now. We have a lot of veterans in terms of offensive line, who are helping me out, and you're looking after me, and I appreciate that. And I just want to take this opportunity to, and take my time to get bigger, get stronger, do everything I need to do in the classroom and on the field, and my time will come, and I believe that.
And that's a key point right there. Understanding, right? Mm-hmm. Understanding that sometimes you got to wait your turn.
Absolutely.
Everybody's always in a rush to get out there, and your time comes when your time comes.
Yes, sir.
And, dude, I'm excited for you. I don't know if I can't wait to see you get on the field and mollywop and drag some people around, because I know it's coming.
Yes, sir.
Because you're only going to get stronger. I mean, those feet, the footwork ain't going nowhere. You're only going to get stronger. And I think that in the end, this is going to be a very good time for you.
Yes, sir.
So what are the type of things that you say you finished up week 5? So what are some of the things that you can share to your peers that they might want to get ready for as they make that transition?
One of the main things I tell young athletes transitioning into college is, number one, is time management. Time management is very crucial. It's very important, and you have to be disciplined for college football. Very disciplined. Are you one of those kids that stay up on your phone or watching movies till 11 or 12 at midnight? Or are you gonna go to sleep at 9? Are you one of those kids who are gonna go out and party and doing that homework or in that essay? Are you one of those kids who are gonna eat junky food instead of eating clean or eating how you're supposed to? And time management and discipline are the 2 critical things. You wanna your day's pretty much busy every single day.
Yeah.
6 a.m. I want to say to at least 5 p.m. So you have to have that window of getting your stuff done and getting it done on time.
So what does the class schedule look like?
So right now I'm taking an online class.
Okay.
We're about to finish up the semester this weekend, so
Okay.
that's about to end. So for me, taking an online class wasn't that bad because it was online. It was just a lot of work, and like I said, discipline. You have to do the work. You can't really slack off and say I'm going to do this or do that.
So have you did your schedule for the upcoming semester for the fall?
Yeah. So it looks like in the fall I'm going to have 5 classes.
Okay.
And then of course you got the fall practice and the fall schedule.
Yeah.
So
have they given you guys kind of an idea, an inkling of like when you're gonna practice in the morning? Like, have you guys gotten that schedule yet?
I'm pretty sure we get our stuff done early in the morning. We're probably gonna have a lift and then a practice, and then we'll probably have my class in the afternoon and probably go back for like a meeting or something like that. So yeah, like I said, you're up there all day, for real. It's a full-length job, so you want to take it seriously.
Yeah, and I being a Division I athlete, that really becomes your job.
Mm-hmm.
So what's been some of the, I guess, the early takeaways that you've had so far during this experience?
The early takeaways that I had, number one, it's not easy for sure. It gets a little bit harder when you transition to the college level, and the work you put in is going to show, obviously. And you always want to have something in your back plate that's not always just football. So I always tell like young guys, you don't always want to be football. You want to have someone you can go out with, have fun sometimes, do some other, hobbies, something that you like to get your mind right and, focus.
Nice. So everybody sees this finished product, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they miss out on the sacrifices that you had to make to get there. So what are some of the things that you personally had to make a sacrifice to get to this point in your life as far as your career and everything? Football.
A lot of sacrifices. I mean, I can't even. There's probably too much to even name right now, but a lot of sacrifices from my parents, and of course, just introducing me to the sport and being on that level of high. You have to be very focused. So, just going to camps and making sure I had the best grades in high school and making sure I get my sleep and drinking water and, saying no to a lot of things just because I couldn't do because, you have to have your priorities in order. But man, it is a sacrifice. It is a sacrifice. I don't care what level of college sport you play, whether it's D1, D2, or D3, you're going to have to sacrifice something.
Yeah. And it helps to have your dad.
Yes.
Pops kept you in line, so I commend him. I mean, your parents did a great job with you. And then not only mention that, like, your sister, so I mean, it's in the bloodline. You got cousins, relatives playing in the NFL. So
Yes,
I mean,
yes, sir.
like you've had some, I guess, some role models to look at.
Yeah, the role models and the experiences and the stories that I heard prepared me, of what's to come and what will come down the line. But it did help me, coming into college and hearing from like my older sister or my older cousins, to do this or do that, and it helped me think about like, man, I should be doing this right now. Let me get ready for this.
Yeah.
And just programming the mind and the brain so that when it happens, it's automatic.
Yeah. And so you mentioned good grades. So what was your GPA?
4.0. Yes, sir.
I mean, it's amazing how cerebral offensive linemen are. Like, everybody always wants to paint you guys as this big goofus, but like, you guys are smart as I don't know what. You kind of have to be to know the blocking schemes for each and every play. So, and what were your test scores?
Test scores were pretty good too. I don't remember, but I got accepted into a lot of schools just for my SAT. So
nice. That's what's up. So so what's next? Like, you starting school, you about to start football. What are some of the games that you've kind of got on the schedule that you're really looking forward to?
Well,
I know all of them, but there's a couple of them that, you know.
Of course, you got the Battle of I-10, New Mexico State. That's
Yeah.
always a big game. It's going to be played on a Wednesday night on ESPN, so that's pretty new, something that we're doing. So Wednesday night at the Sun Bowl. I'm looking forward to, week one, Jacksonville State. They're a really good school. We've been preparing for them. The older guys have been preparing as well. And then, of course, at the end of the schedule, you got Sam Houston State and you got Western Kentucky. And those are the two schools you want to beat if you want to have a chance to win the conference. So
Yeah.
we're going to have to give them a shot of our money. So.
Okay, so we've had quite a few local kids go off to school. Like, you got any games against any of your graduating?
Not that I know of yet, but
Okay.
I'm quite sure there's some players on the teams. Yes, sir.
And they've really rebuilt that roster over there. Y'all just have a Dumas transfer in.
Yeah, we got Aaron
Running back.
Dumas. Of course, you got Dion and Mike Franklin, and that running back room is very, very big right now. And they have a great coach. Coach Nilly's a great man. He's going to lead that group of guys to do something special, And then the offensive line, I can't speak nothing bad about the guys. They're all veterans. They all know what to do, and they all know the expectations they need to do on the game day. And we got a senior quarterback who's coming back. We got a couple of receivers. Tyronne Smith just came back
Yeah.
from A&M. So we have the team, we have the players, we have the coaching staff. The community can come around and support us on the games, and they will go a long way. Our defense is going to be great this year. So it's just something people need to keep their eye on because it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice to watch.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a pleasant surprise. It's been a while since I've seen the Sun Bowl packed.
Yes, yeah. And like I said, I grew up here, so I've been going to games since 2014, and I remember watching those guys like Ryan Metz, Aaron Jones, Will Hernandez, and when the community supports, UTEP football does good, and that's what we need right now.
Okay. So what else has been going on, man? Like, I know you've been in school, just hanging out with the fam.
Yeah. So we're on vacation this week, so that's nice. But pretty much, man, for the summer as long, it's just been football school, and that's you got to get used to that if you want to play at the collegiate level,
When you got you about to moving to the dorm? That's what's up.
So in July sometime.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
You excited for that?
Yeah. A little bit of freedom, but it's nice.
Yeah. Far enough from home, but you're still right there.
Yes, sir.
Pops can come knock on the door. So like, is there anything that you want to share with your peers coming behind you that as a takeaway?
Yeah, I want to tell the young athletes who wanting to play college football or just any college sports in general, just be patient. Everyone's recruiting is different. Some people are going to get offered later, some people are going to get offered early, but don't give up. Stay patient. Stick to the program, and remember, if you do all the right things, somebody will find you. If you do the right things, and that's getting good grades, going to school, being a great teammate, being a leader on the field, and working hard, of course.
Gotcha. So let me ask this question, because I was sitting up and thinking about it. So you were a sport athlete.
Yes, sir.
So you played football, basketball, and ran track. Now, how did those other two sports help you for football?
Well, I want to say basketball, it helped me, and I don't regret not playing basketball in high school because the running in college football, it gets a little bit intense, so that kind of helped me. But just being able to work different muscles in your body, being around a different group of kids at school, and it's better for your mental health and your sports. You don't want to be stuck with the same muscle movements and the same people every day. You want to get to know people and do different things. And I think track helped me with that, with footwork, you know, and as well as basketball. They both played a tremendous role in helping me become an athlete, kept me in shape throughout the years too, you know, not just doing football. So it's very good for athletes to do more than one sport. I encourage athletes to do more than one sport if you can. It would really help you.
Yeah, because I always, one of the things as a basketball coach, and I always tell athletes is this: a defensive stand in basketball translates to almost every sport.
Yeah.
Like, that's really how you end up playing almost every sport in that stand.
Your hips and, you know, power and all that stuff comes from basketball, and really.
You can't get people to understand that, man. It's tough to get them to understand that, because you don't.
I haven't tried it in a while. It's close though. It's close. But I tell you this though, almost every college athlete at the D1 level that I have a teammate or I talk to, either almost all of them did more than one sport in high school. So.
And that's a key point, is like, a lot of these college coaches want that dual sport athlete in order to be able to, because it just translates over, and it gives you a better athletic athlete, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yes, sir.
Man, I tell you, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Hopefully we can get you back here in 4 years when you go to the NFL.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. That's the goal. That's the goal. But man, I'm just so blessed to be able to play the sport I love at the collegiate level, and just blessed, just to be in the hometown, where the people show their support, love, and are very, very genuine. So
what are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in political science.
Okay.
So, something that I always had an aspiration for to study, and
want to help people. Roll it into law school?
I don't know if I want to go down that. Probably more public relations or politics, something like that.
Okay. So. Senator McDuffie.
Yeah.
Well, good, man. Well, man, like I said, it's always a pleasure to sit down and talk with you, and I'm just looking forward to the season that you have coming up, man, and watching your growth over the next coming years.
Yes, sir.
I'm one of your biggest fans, always will be. Since the day I met you guys, I always told you, if you got any questions, you got anything, I'm always here.
Yes,
Give
sir.
me a shout out. But this has been another episode of Borderland Sports Report. Continue to tune in. Oh, I got to plug this. I got to do a shameless plug here. So we're doing something different this year.
Okay.
So when the first time I met you, your freshman year, we were doing the magazine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna still do that, but this year we're adding a banquet. So we're gonna do a sports banquet and volleyball and football, and invite the all BSR players, get them honored, have a banquet, and we're also gonna do 4 $500 scholarships this year.
Awesome.
And so that's something that is getting put out just now. Like nobody else, I'm putting it out right now. So when people see this, they're gonna see that. But yeah, we're gonna do the banquet August 12th, and then from that banquet it'll be 3 other banquets. So we'll do a postseason one for football and volleyball, a postseason one for basketball, and then a postseason one for the other sports, track and baseball and softball. But the proceeds from that go to scholarships and then creating opportunities for the local student athletes.
Awesome.
And so that's something we've been trying to do for the longest, and I won't say it took me a while to figure it out, but it took me a while to kind of figure out like how to get the impact that we want to get. And so we think with these banquets, it'll help generate funds to be able to support some of the other things we want to do, and kind of like creating avenues for student athletes to be able to get exposure.
Absolutely.
And minimizing that cost. So those are the type of things we're getting on. But yeah, banquet August the 12th. Come out. It's gonna be limited seating. I think we're gonna cap it off at 300. And so when you throw in, there's like 80 students. They're gonna get recognized.
Awesome.
And then you throw in their families. So
it's a big event. Scholarship money goes a long way to help the cost. College is expensive.
Whether it's $1, $2, free money is always good money.
Yes, sir.
And so that's what we're doing this year. And so be on the lookout for that. But again, thank you guys for watching. Have a blessed one. Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be when this goes out. Will be the first time that information goes out. But yeah, we're doing $400 or $500 scholarships.
These are going to be for seniors, right? Okay. Are you